Happy Friday, everyone. It is finally Friday. You are tuned in to the Lindsey Beckham Show, coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios here in great old Flora, Mississippi. I am joined today by my partner in crime every now and then, Shaun on, defense
Hey,
attorney.
hey, what's up? How's everybody doing?
He always fusses at me for being late, and then he comes in, crawling in at the last minute today. So
Well,
I get to fuss at him for a minute.
in my defense, I'd planned to talk about a different subject today, but we got dropped with a huge story early this morning, around 8 this morning. I got it sent to me, and I was like, okay, well, plans have changed, and
Yeah, I get a text. I get a text that says, "Topic changed. Here, read this and watch this video." I was like, "Dang, somebody's bossy this morning."
Yeah. Well, it was a good reason. So what I'm talking about, y'all, is there is another story.
We're gonna jump right in.
We're gonna jump right into it.
You can give the Madison Minute that you got.
Oh God, I don't even remember your little segments. What am I supposed to do now?
The Madison Minute. It's a quote.
Okay.
And you have one. You have a good one.
That's right. So Lindsey has something where she what do you do now? You do
It's a Madison Minute. I open the show with
I feel like I'm in kindergarten because I'm not good at this kind of stuff. What?
You have a great one. A Madison Minute is a quote by either a founding father or someone in history that resonates with you, or that you just makes you feel something. And so you have one that kind of goes along with what we're going to talk about today. That's really good.
Yeah, and this is like a segment that you learn from the pageant scene, isn't it? Like,
no, this is Moms for Liberty. This is what we do at every meeting.
No wonder. Okay, no doubt. Anyway, yeah. So Lindsey wanted me to come up with a quote. Well, anyway, so what the quote is, because what we're going to talk about is a quote that that I've just always thought about for years. It's from Lord Acton. He was a British historian, and he said that power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, which ties into what I'm about to talk about here. A new article in the New York Times, partnered with the Mississippi Today, and there's a host of reporters that I'll get all their names, but I know they're kind of headed up by Jerry Mitchell, who's been on this program several times.
Who said that quote?
I said it was, but
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I tuned you out for a second. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so this is why I don't do the pageant segments, Lindsey. I don't do the pageant segments. That's not it. So anyway, we're talking about from a new article that's in Mississippi Today. Y'all go check it out today, and in the New York Times also, on their series on the incidents that have happened in Rankin County over the course of the last, I guess, 2.5 years now.
Jerry Mitchell's been following that really closely.
Right. Starting out with the Goon Squad in early 2023. And they keep dropping article after article after article. Well, this one, y'all, you're going to have to go look at the video to really get the full thing. Now, I've shared it on Facebook, and I'm going to describe it in a moment. But just to get the full impact, there's a phrase we all know that, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, maybe a video is worth 10,000 words, because if you see this, it just will shock you. So the article is about, just a real quick summary, is about the abuses that have occurred or allegedly have occurred in the Rankin County Jail by jailers and trustees. People part of what's called a trustee program, which are inmates.
The ones that get together the chicken farm.
Yeah, some of them got to do that. The trustees are inmates with with upgraded status, and they get privileges, and we'll go dive into that. But the article is all about that, about abuses that have happened in the jail. Well, the video that I'm talking about that y'all really need to go see is of a man, I think his name was Larry Burkhalter, and he so two of they looked to be some sort of officers. I don't know if they were jailers, but they were employees. You could tell from the video. You couldn't see their faces. This man was strapped into what's called a stun vest. And it's a vest. It's kind of like if you heard of a stun gun. The vest will, you can stun somebody with this vest, and it's used to control ruly inmates. I think sometimes when they come into court, I had a case like that. We had a really crazy guy that I was trying years ago, and they had, I believe they had one on him too, because you didn't know what he was going to do. And so this is supposed to stun the uncontrollable inmate, defendant, whatever.
Y'all should have had one on what's his name during court.
What?
The one that's on death row.
Yeah, Hutto. We did. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, we had one on him. So in this case, this man Burkhalter, and this is on video. He's in the stun vest, and apparently he is willing to wear the stun vest the way I'm watching it, exchange to get a Coca-Cola.
But you can tell that he's not all there mentally. There's something
No, yeah, he's
going
definitely
on.
he's definitely mentally challenged. And I think that the article references that.
It does.
So you can see that he
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
yeah, and, it's called, so yeah, you can tell that. And so what they do is they ask him, like, are you willing to do this? And he says, yes, I'm willing to do it.
Well, they tell him to say that.
Right.
They don't really ask him. They tell him that he needs to say that on camera.
Yeah, something like that. Well, he says he agrees, is what my point is. So he agrees with it. And when he does that, then they shock him with the vest, and he kind of goes and he starts convulsing and he's shaking and all that kind of stuff. It is pretty graphic. It's
sad.
It's just almost unbelievable that they would have done something like that. The stupidest thing they did was video it, by the way, which that's another thing. But the fact that they did it at all. So I put it on Facebook around 8:30 this morning, and I've got, I don't know, no less than 30 different calls from various law enforcement figures around the area, that some I used to work with, some, that I've just known for years, and people were all, the same statement was like, oh my God, I cannot believe these folks did this. So, I mean, so like, if you, and the reason I bring that up, because if you're in law enforcement, you've done that line of work, I've done that line of work, you see a lot of shocking things. So things don't shock you that much after a while.
Well, he was shocked.
Yeah, he was shocked. I mean, so you don't really, things don't really shock you that much, but everybody that I, talked to that were, friends of mine over the years and done that same, everybody was like, I just can't believe they did this. And it was just, Lindsey, it's that, it's like your Madison Minute. I'll reference that quote, about power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This is evidence to me of just sheer, we can do whatever we want to.
Yeah.
And it's that bad. It's that bad.
Yeah, there are two things that bother me the most about this, Shaun. First of all, who finds this entertaining? Like, what kind of sick person even wants to do this to someone? What is entertaining about this? And the other thing that makes me really, really angry is what a stain this is on our good law enforcement officers. This just makes their job that much harder.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And I know we always say that, and like I said, I do feel for them, but I also, this changes things in my mind. And here's what I mean. There is consistent story after story about stuff that is going on over there.
Why nobody told Brian Bailey.
Yeah. And so, and now this one hits the hardest. Again, like I said, a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video's worth 10,000 words. This is, what evidence do you need? And I want to read you a quote here, Lindsey, from, actually, it's in the New York Times. It's under that video that I didn't even realize till right before I came here. So under the video of Mr. Of Larry Buckhalter, that's his name, the guy that was shocked in the video, they talked to Jason Dare, who's the sheriff's department's attorney. And what he says is that he criticized the reporting in the article as alleged rumors by unnamed sources who have no personal firsthand knowledge of events, and pointed out that the reporters had not spoken to Mr. Buckhalter, who died in 2021.
Well, how could they speak with him?
Well, forget about it. He's on the freaking video. I
Right.
mean, what do you need to ask him? Hey, how'd you like that shocking thing for
it obviously happened.
I mean, that's ridiculous that you'd even make that statement. Reading, I couldn't believe he said that. I was like, there's a video, man.
You've got to go.
What else
got to
do
go
you
watch
want?
the video. You've got to go watch the video, because, and after they have shocked him, it's almost like they're cheering him on, like, "Yay, you did it!" Like it's a kid at the doctor's office or something. It's gross. It's just gross.
Yeah, it's
like, how dare they?
It's absolutely unbelievable. And it just, there's. I was actually, I'll say this. I was talking to Jerry Mitchell earlier, and I said, the stories that they had come out with, over the last 2 years, it's kind of like you keep saying rumors, but my God, like people are really making a lot of stuff up. If it's made up, if this stuff is made up,
it can't possibly be. Come on, I mean, this is around the same time the Goon Squad is in charge, and they're running things, and they're treating everybody like crap, basically, and obviously even the ones once they get in jail.
Yeah,
they're still being treated bad. I mean, the article references that they would take people into corners where there's no video access and basically just beat the hell out of them.
Right.
I just can't even imagine how nobody would step up and say something and stop this.
Well, I mean, I get it where if you're a trustee or an inmate, you're nervous. I mean, you're scared. And I'm going to read.
I mean, people that work there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a point in the article that they also reference. So Jerry and the guys did another, and I'm sorry, Jerry, I keep calling you reporters, guys. I'll get their names in the next segment. Brian Howie, I remember, is one of them, and I met who I met. One of the trustees that was quoted, I think, in the last article that he wrote back in the summer that they did, was then, I guess, got in trouble again, and he was confronted by Mr. Dare and Mr. I think it's Barry Vaughn, I believe is what's referenced in the article, and asked, they recorded this though, by the way, all fairness to them, and got him to recant the what he had said in the article. And then of course he came back after he recanted and spoke to the reporters, it's here in the article, saying that like he felt forced to do that. Well, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I mean, he's just got caught. He's in jail. I'm sure he did feel forced. And I mean, that he's now they're like, hey, do you recant? We got it on recording. You recant?
Right.
Yeah, I bet he said, yes, I recant because I'm in jail right now. I mean, that's my guess, but that, I just, yeah, of course. And then of course he gets out and he says, no, everything I said was true. So,
Right.
I mean,
well, one former trustee who's been in and out of jail since 2015 said that the way the guards would order trustees to attack other inmates was like a command to a pack of dogs.
mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable.
That was the trustee, right?
Yes.
Yes, because they had Lindsay, they had a group of the what's called blue suits, which are the trustees that have the most privileges. That's almost, I think they referenced an article that Sheriff Bailey said it's like they're almost employees of the jail,
Right.
and they had a group called the Blue Wave, I think is what it was referenced as, which were the ones that did these kinds of incidents that enforce the discipline, whatever you want to call it. Which one such report, a guard wrote that he had struck an inmate named Dustin Rivs in the face because Mr. Rivs had verbally threatened another guard. The blow actually broke Mr. Rivs' jaw. Medical records, they got medical records that show this. Another report stated that guards struck a man named Carvis Johnson and threw him on the floor in 2020 because he yelled threats and turned toward them after being ordered to face a wall. That, I mean, I get it. If there is a situation where an inmate is attacking somebody, obviously, you got to hit him or restrain him in some sorts. But it seems to me that there's just an obvious pattern of this kind of either violent conduct and humiliation conduct, which we saw in the Goon Squad's actions.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
with the Nutcracker and the sex toy.
I mean, there was a million different things that they did to humiliate people. Christian Denman was one of the leaders of the pack with his sexual, wasn't he, like grinding on one guy, if I remember correctly? And Dedman, of course, again, now
Right.
he's all quoted in this article. Now we understand Christian Dedman also was the one who talked about the chicken farms and talked about stealing the gravel and all that kind of stuff.
Well, he has no reason not to tell everything at this point. He's in jail.
Yeah, and look, and in all fairness too, he has reasons to just be mad, and he could be making up stuff too. I mean, I don't believe that he is, but I'm saying he could be. You could take that position as well. I could see that because he's mad, he's in jail, whatnot. But there's so much stuff, man. Sure, he's making up. He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
He's making up a lot of stuff if he's not telling the truth. And considering it's kind of consistent with the stuff that he himself was doing and did confess and did plead guilty to doing.
He even says in this article that he was told to do some of this stuff. They made him feel powerful, and he was, just got off on that.
It's an absolute culture of lawlessness and violence and humiliation. That's what it all adds up with what we saw with the Goon Squad incident, 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago.
Absolutely.
Now. So those are, it's just, and again, y'all go to Mississippi Today or the New York Times. You got a subscription. You can go look at it there. I think the video is only on the Times edition, but it is on Facebook now, and you can see it everywhere.
Right. It's on our pages.
Yeah, check out my page. You can look it out. And
Roger said, Bailey does not have a leg to stand on. Yes, corruption is everywhere, but the Rankin County Sheriff's Office is running as wild as the South Jackson thugs. And it certainly looks that way.
I mean, this is I'm telling you that video just did it for, I mean, the whole thing has done it for me. But when I saw that, I was just like, this is because it's not like, it wasn't like he wasn't, how am I trying to put this? He wasn't like he was being disciplined. It was like they were having fun. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what they were doing. This poor man, he was only in jail for a 1-year sentence for possessing a very small amount of cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
He was intellectually disabled, his family says, and people often took advantage of him. And then they nicknamed him Crying Larry, the guards did, and the other inmates, because he had a habit of pestering jail staff with small requests. And so that's when he asked for a Coca-Cola one day, that's when this incident happened. Y'all go watch the video. We got so much more to break down. We're going to take our first break, but y'all stay with us. We will be right back here to discuss all of this and more here on The Lindsey Beckham Show. Our first break, but y'all stay with us. We will be right back here to discuss all of this and more here on the Lindsey Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit AmericansForProsperity.org. Be a part of positive change at AmericansForProsperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Pure Air Consultants has always been your go-to for reliable and affordable heating and cooling systems, and now we are offering day and night brand to avoid the 25 to 30% increases that everyone is talking about. With day and night, Pure Air Consultants professionals can install a reliable system with a 10-year system warranty, and right now receive $20 off on service diagnostic fees. Call us today, 601-939-7420. MyPureAirConsultants.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hustle. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
This holiday, money should never stand between you and your dream.
At Juniker's, there's always a way. I'm Corey Ravenstein.
And I'm John Ravenstein. That's why, given the high interest rates, we're now offering special 3 years interest-free financing at Juniker Jewelry Company. That's 3 years, 36 months, interest-free financing for qualified buyers.
Buy those gorgeous $5,000 diamond stud earrings she's always wanted from Juniker's and pay just $139 per month.
Buy that big, beautiful $10,000 diamond ring and pay just $277 per month.
Buy a $3,000 diamond tennis bracelet for just $84 per month.
Whatever you want at Juniker Jewelry Company, just divide the price by 36 and that's your monthly payment.
Shop now for Christmas and save.
Because right now, through the end of the month, get 3 years, 36 months, interest-free.
Juniker Jewelry Company, Mississippi's direct diamond importer. 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and JunikerJewelry.com.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins of Home Care Plus in Ridgeland. We are a proud carrier of Abena Premium Incontinence products. Abena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny to quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Ridgeland for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Ridgeland.
Business owners, tired of drowning in payroll, compliance, and back office headaches? P-Police has your back. P-Police can free you from the never-ending grind of employee administration, such as time and attendance, onboarding, background checks, even business insurance. While you focus on growing your business, P-Police handles the paperwork. Stop stressing and start succeeding. Partner with P-Police, locally based in Ridgeland. Visit ppolice.com and get back to business.
Y'all come see us at Flora Animal Hospital, your trusted hometown vet. We offer a wide variety of veterinary services, including boarding. Dr. Kaylee McCary is a Madison County native who has been serving the Flora community and surrounding areas since 2013. She leads our team of highly trained and compassionate women. We are located at 740 Highway 49 in the Cotton Exchange Plaza. Call us today at 601-879-3222 at Flora Animal Hospital.
And we're back on the Lindsey Beckham Show talking about a new article in the New York Times and Mississippi Today about the Rankin County Goon Squad. I'm going to call, are these all the Goon Squad articles, Lindsey? Just the Goon Squad series? Is that usually, I guess I have to ask Jerry and those guys what they want to call it.
I mean, I think this is like the Goon Squad Part 2.
Goon Squad Part 2.
Or continued.
And if y'all out there remember, I think you probably do if you listen to this radio station, the Goon Squad incident that happened with the Rankin County deputies back in 2023, who subsequently pled guilty in federal court to their crimes. There have been, since that time, there have been a series of articles by Mississippi Today and New York Times chronicling the actions of the incidents at the Rankin County Sheriff's Department. Just, would you say, Lindsey, like incidents involving the Rankin County, not just at the jail, but at other things too, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's just incident after incident after incident, it seems. And I just don't believe that there can be this many and people not have known what was going on.
And so I forget how many articles they've written, but one it was about, there was Sheriff Bailey has some chicken farms out in Puckett, which are kind of close to where I used to live in Puckett. Everything's close in Puckett, I guess. And he was using some trustees, allegedly using trustee labor out there.
Which that didn't really bother me all that much, to be honest.
That was the only one that didn't, right? Then I guess, then Christian Debman, who was one of the deputies that pled guilty in the Goon Squad fiasco, confessed to that part, and then he told us stories about they were stealing gravel to use.
That's what I'm about to say. If he was using taxpayer dollars to, to fund the gravel and the equipment, now that I have a problem with.
So we've had all these series of articles about this stuff, and now this morning, one dropped that I think is kind of the, I don't know if you'd use the term coup de grace, and the reason is, yeah, because the
what
reason,
does that mean?
It just means the killer, the nail in the coffin kind of thing.
I don't know. I mean, shooting somebody in the mouth and using a sex toy on them, that one was rough.
Well, and here's why I'm saying that, because this has got, these are all stuff that, witness accounts, stuff that's written in articles. There's an actual video. Now it's in the Mississippi Today. It was just the New York Times, but the video is linked to the Mississippi Today article. You can, if you go to Mississippi Today right now, you can look at this video, or you can go to my Facebook page, you go to Lindsey's Facebook page, the video's up. All you got to do is watch it. And if you watch this thing, it sums up the entire thing over the last 2.5 years in my mind. I don't think you need to see anything more in this video. And what the video depicts is a man named Larry Buckhalter, who was a inmate at the Rankin County Detention Center. And he has on a stun vest that two jailers, I guess I'll call them, have him there.
One's a female.
One's a female, yeah. And they tell him, you're going to use a stun vest. He's doing this in exchange for a Coca-Cola, right, Lindsey? That's
yes.
Right. And it is pretty graphic and pretty horrible to watch. And I think that sums up really the last 2.5 years of the culture out there that has been alleged. Well, this time to me, it's like you've got obviously the Goon Squad. That part is real because they pled guilty. They've admitted to all that. Now the sheriff, of course, is denied knowing about any of this stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But then now you go, yes, I know, right?
Yeah, so this video shows him
I'm sorry I'm laughing, y'all, but I mean, the way Lindsey said that, I'm like, well, I mean, okay, none of us believe that. Let's be honest.
He had to
Nobody
know.
believes that. Right,
he had to know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever see Brian Bailey anywhere, he didn't get in a hurry for anything. He's just nonchalant, not a care in the world. This big old dip in his mouth that's kind of halfway oozing out most of the time.
Yeah.
And he had to know. There's just no way. But this man, he's sitting in this chair. He's strapped in the stun vest, and off camera, we hear people joking that he's going to bite his tongue off.
Right. Right.
And then they tell him, okay, you need to say on video that you're giving us your consent. And he says, yes, I volunteer to do this. And then he starts to go into convulsions when they initiate the stun. He's screaming out in pain. And I don't know, what would you say? It was like 10 seconds maybe that they used this vest on him, stunning him. And then it's like they're congratulating him. Now you get a Coke. It's all over. I'm so proud of you. That's what they said to him.
I know. Reminding me of like a kindergarten classroom or something, where they're like, okay, now everybody gets the Christmas cookies.
You did so good at the doctor's appointment. You get a sucker.
I mean, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Like, we're all adults and professionals here. Like, do we need to act like this? Even, I mean, I know as bad it is, but like that, does that thought cross your mind to like, I need to do this? I need to humiliate this guy because I mean, why would you?
It's got to be bad. It's got to be really, really bad when Shaun Tyndall, of all people, will say that it was appalling and utterly unacceptable, because we know how appalling and unacceptable he is. And if he's going to say that, it's got to be bad.
And that leads me to my next thing about what what possible crime stuff, there, could come out of, could arise out of this. I think there's a lot, Lindsay. I think there's a lot of crimes that, you brought up Sean Tyndall, and they said MBI is going to investigate this now. And that's the way a lot of these investigations will happen. You need something like this video to shock the conscience of the community to saying, hey, okay, now we're getting sick of this. Now we've seen actual video evidence of something like this happening. You guys have got to get out there and start investigating. And I think there's not only are there now, of course, we've seen the deputies prosecuting in federal court. There's also state crimes here. I think you talk about a guy that gets his jaw broken. That's an aggravated assault. Yeah, I think there's a state crime. It's got no statute of limitations. You can indict somebody for that. There's plenty of state crimes. The Attorney General's office could get involved in this right now, today. They can get involved in this, and they should. The federal, the U.S. Attorney's Office, obviously the FBI, I'm sure they're already involved. I'm sure they're down that, they've been in that mess. I'm sure they're looking at this whole stuff, but they need to start looking at things like, obviously, civil rights violations, excessive force, Eighth Amendment problems, those kinds of things. So there's a lot of things. There's conspiracy charges here too, I think, possibly, if you can find the evidence. I mean, there's a lot of stuff legally to come out of this.
What's the conspiracy?
Well, I think if the two or more people conspire to injure somebody, humiliate somebody.
Well, I mean, obviously they were doing that.
Conspiracy. Two more people agree to do something illegal, so that's a conspiracy. So any of this stuff.
Well, then everything's a conspiracy,
right? Exactly. So that's there. You got conspiracy. There's simple assault charges. That's a misdemeanor. Obviously, that's a state level crime. There's a lot of things that can be done. I think at this point, especially now, if MBI is going to start looking at it from a state perspective, which I think will be interesting, because the only state prosecution that happened was Lynn Finch's office tacked off the feds. That's all they did. They kind of tacked off what the feds and kind of just pled them, or we're pleading you guilty to, state crimes based upon what the federal government had done. But here you can go in as the state first and say, hey, let's start investigating these cases. Just simple things like simple assault. That's just a
maybe they should have already been investigating
assault.
More things in Rankin County after the Goon Squad. Why is it Jerry Mitchell's job to uncover all of this? Why is law enforcement in Rankin County, or Sean Tyndall, or whoever, not doing this investigation already? Why is it taking Jerry Mitchell to bring this to the forefront?
Well, I would say look at Jerry's history. He's brought a lot of things to the forefront, hasn't he? What
I'm saying is they know that there's obviously been problems.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Why are they not doing more to make sure that justice is served wherever there was an injustice?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Because it's Sean Tyndall and he sucks.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I'm just
going to blame him because I want to.
Yeah, but I'm being serious. I think it's a good question. I don't know why the state government has not got involved in it enough. That's something to ask the Attorney General. That would be her responsibility on this. Why they haven't, because there's a lot of state crimes. Because she's the one who would be responsible to do that. The district attorney's office in Rankin County, I think, has a clear conflict in my mind. They can't do it.
I agree.
I don't think that you could put that on Bubba Bramlett at all.
And I think Bubba Bramlett's amazing.
He's a great guy, and I think he's an honorable guy, and he would do it but I think he has a clear conflict and he can't do it. I think this is why you have an attorney general's office. It's because they are supposed to do things like this. So I think that would be, step one, look at the state crimes. Then obviously step two, feds have already investigated the Goon Squad. They need to come back in. I'm sure they're looking at some things. The FBI is always lurking around on something. So I think that they need to get, back into this. And especially in this, again, this video, like I keep bringing it up, those are things that make the public tell you, hey, you're going to have to get back involved. So I think you're going to see a reignition, is that the right way of putting this, of this investigation based upon just that. Well, I really do think that's going to, because just the responses I've got today, like I said earlier, from former law enforcement, current, it shocked everybody's conscience. It really has, the way that came across to people, that it could be that lawless at that sheriff's department for that to happen.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. But we're going to follow all this up and more on the next segment of the Lindsey Beckham Show. Stay tuned and don't put on a stun vest. We'll be back next segment. Segment.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Nick Bain served Mississippi for over a decade in the State House. During that time, he fought for our children by protecting them against explicit materials pushed by the woke agenda. He protected taxpayers by streamlining government and helped create policies that have made Mississippi better. Nick and his team at Bain Bowen will use the same tenacity in helping you with all your legal matters. Call them today at 601-953-2994. Find Nick online at bainbowen.com. That's BAIN Bowen.com.
Did you know that the average six-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
CBS News Brief. Protesters fought with Border Patrol agents and police at a detention center in Broadview near Chicago today. CBS News Chicago reporter Lauren Victory is on the scene.
Some people busted past the barricades where protesters are supposed to say. Police then pushed people back. Some people fell down. At least 5 people got zip-tied.
Air traffic controllers have been paid, but not all that they're owed, says CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
A controller who received that payment says it covers about half of the base pay owed for shifts worked between October 1st and November 1st. It did not include overtime or other premium pay.
Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene tells CBS Mornings she still supports President Trump, but Americans deserve to see the Jeffrey Epstein files.
This is information that has needed to come out for a very long time.
The House is expected to vote next week on a bill requiring those files to be released. CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
I'm on a diet. I don't want to be down there at Tom's Fried Pies. We had a good time. When I tell you the crust was flaky, I'm talking about buttery. This was nothing like I've ever tasted. Ever. I mean, I've never tasted anything like that, man. It was nice. Atmosphere was nice. Everybody there was nice. Because I'll be back, even though I don't supposed to with my diet. I really enjoyed myself.
Tom'sFriedPies.com. Tom'sFriedPies.com.
The best investment on earth is earth. This is real estate agent Shane Saxton. As I like to say, the government can print more money, but they can't print more land. In the past 2 years, I've sold over $100 million in real estate. Call me today to get your land and home sold, because Saxton Sales isn't just a slogan. It's backed up by hundreds of satisfied clients just like you.
Find one of Mississippi's top real estate agent, Shane Saxton, on Facebook, or call Shane at 601-540-5040. Hopper Property, 601-724-1435.
Here's what they're saying about Corcoran Door Company.
I'm going to yell out to one of your sponsors here, Corcoran Door. When the guy came out here, instead of just trying to throw a door up, he was looking at the way the house was facing. Man, with this double garage here on the south side, you might want to consider a insulated door. I came in earlier today about 2:30. The car thermometer said 99 degrees. The thermometer inside the garage was 82.
That's why they've been around 50 years.
Yeah.
Corkanddoor.com. CORKERN door.com.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement, to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals.
And we're back on the Lindsey Beckham Show discussing the shocking new allegations in the articles in Mississippi Today and the New York Times regarding the Rankin County Detention Center and the Rankin County Sheriff's Department, all tacking off the infamous now Goon Squad stories of 2023. We're getting, we've been going in through a shocking video. I mean, you keep using the word shocking all the time. A shocking video that happened out there where a man named Larry Burkhalter.
It was shocking, all right.
Yeah, he was definitely shocked. Larry Buckhalter was shocked in exchange for a Coca-Cola. I mean, I'm not lying. That's what they said here.
Well, there's more than just that too, though.
Yeah, and I'm just going to go through, but you go ahead.
Well, Christopher Mack, who was a former inmate, he sued the department last year, claiming that he was beat by trustees and guards in 21. When he made bail, left the jail with 2 black eyes. And he says that the next day, Sheriff Bailey approached him and asked who had caused his injuries. He said that he looked at the sheriff and said, "Mr. Bailey, you know who did this to me. Your officers and trustees did this to me." He said the sheriff cursed under his breath and stormed off. And there's a picture of him in the article with his black eyes. And I mean, he's clearly been beaten.
Oh, I didn't see that. Is that right after it? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Jeez. Dang.
Yeah.
Well, you know, some of the there's some points actually to hit from there. So, like it says, guards and senior inmates, especially blue suits, allegedly contributed to
which are the trustees that have been there the longest.
Yeah, the ones with the best privileges, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And another thing about it was, so there's some high-ranking correctional staff, which is current undersheriff, I believe Barry Vaughn, I think he's the current undersheriff, allegedly participated directly in beatings or sanctioned them using a baseball bat or an antenna to beat inmates, a baseball bat or an antenna to beat inmates. And that was, it says here, Under Sheriff Barry
It's amazing
Vaughn.
no one's died.
That's,
you know,
I mean, I guess you got to be inventive to pull the antenna out, right?
It's kind of like the Nutcracker. I mean, well, when y'all said Nutcracker the first time, when you and Clay,
I was thinking the Christmas Nutcracker too.
Nutcracker.
I wasn't thinking,
like I still have to remind myself it was like an actual
I do too.
device that cracked nuts and not a Christmas Nutcracker.
I think because we're like not old enough to have actually owned a Nutcracker. Like my dad always had one when I was a kid, but I've never like owned a Nutcracker.
Nutcracker to me has always been Christmas.
It's been a
talk.
Christmas. I was thinking, I was like, Denman glued a Christmas Nutcracker to the guy's balls. Like it's crazy.
Nutcracker to the nuts.
Your legs or whatever it was. Like it's nuts. Now, so there's been several lawsuits, 11 since 2013 by inmates alleging assault by guards and trustees. Most were dismissed on technicalities though. Some trustees, though, speak positively about the program. And I've heard that personally, and all, being fair, in all fairness, I've heard a lot of good things about the trustee program out there. So it's not all been bad.
Well, I mean, some of these people that got special privileges, do you really think they're going to rat anybody out when,
No, I mean, they're playing video game in the article. This is the article, not me. They're playing video games and watching TVs, I mean, they're in a good
There's
mood.
69 documented incidents since 2012, I think they reference,
right.
And that, I guess, of physical violence or, incidents that seem to be something fishy going on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so there's, and all jails get reports of stuff for sure. Right. It's just, I think, Lindsey, the culmination of everything that we've found out in almost 3 years at this point. That just,
right. And they actually have this article. They had 4 former guards, who also spoke about what they witnessed in the unjustified beatings of other guards and trustees. 3 of them wanted to remain anonymous. Can't blame them. You know?
And that's the one thing I was telling Jerry earlier about. I think the article is good because you don't only just have inmates saying this, because a lot of times inmates will say anything. I mean, that's true. There's a lot of times they will. I've seen it, firsthand. But you've got former guards there saying it. I mean, you've got everybody saying it. It's not just inmates. So people just think it's just angry inmates because they're in jail and they're pissed off. That's not true. And again, and I'm going to go back. I've said this 18,000 times this episode. We got the evidence is on video. I mean, it's on a video that someone thought was, well, I actually think 2 things. I mean, first of all, when the guy was video or whoever was videoing it, they thought, I guess, it would be fun to video this because that's like,
Stupid.
But then they obviously saved it and kept it as an insurance policy for something. I mean, it's clear they
or
did
either
that.
they just get their rocks off on hurting people. It's just strange.
No, I'm just
to
saying,
me.
what I'm saying is the person, whoever took that video or whoever became in possession of the video after that, somebody kept that as an insurance policy. Because how did the New York
But why
Times
did they
end up
want it
with that?
recorded in the first place?
Well, yeah,
Is what I'm
because right. I agree. That's well, maybe they wanted it as a future insurance policy against whatever. But then they used it. This person did use it because it ended up in the hands of the New York Times. I mean, somehow they got this video that was taken in the Rankin County Detention Center that I'm sure nobody in there would ever have wanted the public to see. So yeah, somebody was either at the time they thought it was they're trying to get the rocks off, but they later kept it for insurance purposes, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't even know what to say. I just think it's disgusting. I think there's got to be something wrong with you mentally if this is what you want to do for fun, is terrorize people and hurt people, and it's just it's inhumane.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only way you can characterize it, right? It is. I mean, they're doing it. I mean, it's what we've all, I guess, what we've all been talking about the last few years. I mean, it's just that there's obviously been a culture created there that this sort of stuff was acceptable, and it allowed for the evolution of the goon squad into those incidents that they did, and to this, and to what we're seeing here. I mean, and I just don't know that, like, it's hard to refute, Lindsey, that all this stuff saying it didn't happen when not only do you have the guys that pled guilty, but then you full circle, you come to this video and you're like, okay, look, I mean, it's all there on a silver platter that this stuff
Can't deny. I mean, it's not AI.
Yeah, right. It's not an AI of this man. And it's just undeniable that the stuff that's going on there is absolutely unacceptable and unlawful.
If I was this man's family, I would be absolutely furious, and I wouldn't stop until I had somebody's head on a swivel.
So, I mean, what do you think are the next steps here?
I think there's probably going to be a lot more indictments, I would think. I think there's going to be some other people who go to jail. I think Brian Bailey's eventually going to go to jail.
I think logically, like I was saying in the last segment, there's going to be another investigation. I don't think that the public's going to accept that they're not going to look into this now.
If you know about something and don't do anything, is that not considered like accessory after the fact?
I mean, it depends. If you help cover it up, it could be there's a felony called misprision of a felony. But if you just like knew a crime,
well, if you're the sheriff and you know this is going on,
well, I guess
you're not stopping it.
I would think, yeah. I mean, I would think it depends on the extent. Yes, yeah. There's the extent of his involvement, right? We see, is he an accessory before the fact? Is it a conspiracy situation? There's a lot of things that it could be in that scenario. And then is there any type of cover up? Which is a good point. I think you just. Like an obstruction charge is what I would say.
I didn't know anything about it.
But I mean, if we go back, Lindsey, and forget about just the goon squad for a moment. Remember the whole thing with Fred Shanks' wife and the grand jury subpoenas?
Yeah, and I mean, he's got a mistress who's married, and he's subpoenaing her phone records and the guy that she's cheating on him and her husband with, I guess. I mean, it's outrageous.
And using the grand jury to do it.
Completely unconstitutional.
Having someone that's worked closely with the grand juries for a long time, like, that's insane. I mean, like, that you would do that. And so, like, there's all the evidence. And then, of course, it went, Michael Guest transfers that to Jim Hood's office. Jim Hood's office doesn't do anything with it. But they all agree that it happened. That it happened. The fact that it even happened, that you would use a grand jury subpoena as an investigative tool on your girlfriend and the guy she's messing around with is, I mean, what more do you need for that to tell you what kind of culture has been created that you could do something like that? I mean, Tyree Jones and I are friends. I think I joked with him one time, I'm like, dude, if you ever did that, I wouldn't be friends. I mean, I'm like, it's just unbelievable.
I mean, Tyree could probably hurt somebody a lot more than Brian Bailey.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it just, that's even an acceptable thing. And that happened like 10 years ago. I remember like more than 10 years ago.
This was going on for a long time. That's scary that there's such a good old boy system over there, that this kind of crap is able to go on for this long before it's uncovered and called out.
Well, and then
the only reason it happened is because they accidentally shot that guy.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
Yeah, that's the only reason that it ever came out. I mean, and even then, I'm surprised they didn't get away with it. I thought that somehow that they would be able to cover that up.
I think people were mortified.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying at the time, I guess they couldn't come up with enough of a scenario where that was going to work. But but then just a few months ago, we were talking about Jerry was at the, what do you call it? I call it the prayer breakfast. You said it's not a prayer breakfast. What is it?
It's at Cypress Point. It's the Republican meeting.
Whatever you Republicans
do. The first Saturday of every month in Rankin County at Cypress Point. Yeah. And they usually have a speaker, which actually they're doing new meetings now. And I think a lot of people have quit going to that one just because Brian Bailey and his half-formed full mouth of dip is always walking around and people don't want to be around him. That's what I've heard through the grapevine.
Okay, well, that's the one where Steve Gaines was like, we kicked their butt or something to that effect, right? I'm paraphrasing
And
what he
we
said.
don't let anybody from across the river come over here. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, but he was talking about the Goon Squad civil settlement at first, and Jerry just happened to be there. And Jerry, what were you doing at the Republican breakfast? By the way,
He was there to hear. He was there to hear what Steve Gaines had to say
Yeah,
about that situation. He knew that would come up because they had just made that deal. So I'm sure that's why he went.
So, I mean, even you got a Rankin County elected official thinking like, hey, we beat this whole thing. Like, really? Instead of have some humility about the situation, it's completely embarrassed the county. Not only did it embarrass the county, it's embarrassed the entire state that was supposed to move so far forward after all this like racial stuff. And you made us look like it's 1960 again.
And yet
that's what you did.
And
Thanks.
they're one of the main areas against school choice. The same race stuff comes into play in this area constantly.
That's true. I mean, and you know, when you think so, like that kind of thing just sets the whole state back. And and I do want to say this: I mean, there's so many good elected officials in Rankin County. They're doing great jobs that are honorable people, and they get screwed by this because it makes it like, oh, all of y'all corrupt. We heard about Rankin County, and that's what happens.
Somebody commented on the post that you made about what we were doing the show on today, and said, you know, it's just a crying shame. This makes my job so much harder. My heart bleeds for those people.
Yeah, I know a lot of them. They do great jobs over there. Good people, man. I went to high school in Rankin County. I mean, like there's a ton of good people there, but it's this kind of crap that just. But you know what? That's why you have law enforcement and investigative authorities, and hopefully something will be done, and maybe this will spark another investigation on that. But we'll try to follow up on that on the last segment of the Lindsey Beckham Show. We'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned.
.039 WYAB.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today. Like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., C-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $3,500. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Divini Equipment, serving you in Madison and Jackson. Stop, call, or click at DiviniEquipment.com.
You had an accident. Now you're hearing aftermarket parts, insurance company preferred, and a lot of other noise that serves to confuse you. Call Clinton Body Shop. We'll keep it simple. We are certified by 19 vehicle makers to assure you get a proper repair. We care about your investment and your safety. Call the shop who only wants one partner in the repair process, and that's you, the owner. In Clinton and in Richland, we work for you. We take pride in perfection.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled, and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
When looking for an SUV that checks all the boxes, get to Mazda Jackson today and let this be the season where you drive away with a gift that gives back in a 2025 CX-5. Right now, enjoy special 2.9% financing for 63 months and see why it's a compact crossover that's built for you. And get 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
When Second's making a play, Short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Come together right now over me.
And we're back for the final segment on the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we've been discussing the new article in the Mississippi Today and the New York Times discussing the Rankin County Detention Center and the pattern of violence and abuse and humiliation tactics that have occurred over there over the course of many, many years, apparently, according to the reporting there, by trustees who did some of the abusing and apparently high-level jail staff, as well as guards who, some of the guards were anonymously, I guess, quoted in the article, and the trustees. Lindsey, then I did bring this up on the first segment, but I wanted to reiterate this point. There was a part of the article I think everybody should look at when it talks about Jason Dare met with one of the inmates that had been previously quoted in a past article and got him to recant. Now, this meeting with Dare and the inmate was recorded, I think, according to Dare, and where the inmate just recant what he said about abuse in the last article or whatever he said. I'm not exactly sure.
Did they have a video camera on him and say, okay, when I start rolling, say this, like they did the guy they shot?
It reminded me. So like this guy recants, and then after he recants, whenever he gets let go, he says, no, I lied when I recanted. Like all this stuff did happen. But it reminded me, like Jason Dare and them doing this reminded me of like when the terrorists, Al-Qaeda like has the guy with the video camera and they're like holding a gun to the American's head and they're like, say America sucks, they hold the gun to his head, saying he's got to do that. They got the soldiers.
We've got stuff on you. We'll put you back in jail. I mean, I can only imagine
like
what
forced,
they said.
Forced thing to say, recantation. That's why it come across to me. I was like, this sounds like one of the terrorists is holding a gun.
And that's happened a lot, in different cases, different criminal cases. People are bullied into confessing to something they didn't do. And I imagine there were some tactics used with this guy to make him say what they wanted him to say.
I mean, the way I read it, and I'm not, of course, I don't know that happened, but my impression was,
my opinion.
My opinion is that's what it sounded like when they're like, oh, all of a sudden he recanted once he was back in jail and we got him recorded. Like I just think of the million movies with the terrorists with the VHS recorder, and they got you tied up and they're like, all right, just tell everybody how much you hate America,
with a gun in the back,
it's like
pointed a gun at you, making you say it.
Or they got your family like on video and they're holding them hostage and they got to say,
we're going to kill everybody you love if you don't say this.
Say this. That's exactly the way that came across to me. So it didn't seem as credible as they probably hoped it to be. But anyway, I mean, I hope we see some more stuff. I hear there's going to be a lot more out of the New York Times.
Rankin County, can y'all please vote in a new sheriff in the next election, please, for the love of God.
So follow Jerry and the boys, and they're going to keep hitting us, and we look forward to reading more. And Lindsey will be back with you on Monday.
Y'all just read our stuff because the New York Times is too liberal.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.